When we create routines for ourselves, we choose to move gracefully through life. The routines of things which must be done each day or sometime within a given week gives us the freedom to then embrace life as it unfolds. Do you have a laundry routine? I used to combine my laundry with my children or my husband's laundry before I knew better. Making sure I take the time to gently go through each piece, checking my pockets and separating all items according to category and then placing the delicates in laundry bags. By doing this, I can ensure nothing gets tangled or snagged and delight in the aroma as I hang dry each and every beautiful item. It doesn't matter which day you decide. As long as you stick with your laundry routine, you'll always have your clothes cleaned and waiting for whatever the day may bring. This video was brought to you by our patrons and all those who have purchased from the Inspired by Nikki store. Thank you. I want to welcome you if you are new and hope you will consider subscribing to be inspired daily to make the everyday beautiful. Today I'm going to be talking about my laundry routine, the things that I have been using more recently, and some new products that I received from my sister-in-law. I also wanted to share just some specifics about it to answer some questions that I think may come about by just talking about this subject. And then also at the end I wanted to share something that was really nice, kind of like a little thing, but just some connection that was made before Christmas time. And it was, just reaching out to my subscribers and what came of that for those that lived in Las Vegas. So that will be at the end, but first and foremost, I wanted to take some time to thank all of you who offered your condolences on behalf of the loss of my grandmother. That was, just something that we were expecting, of course, but it was still very difficult to go through, very sad, and I'm still like feeling my way back into getting into the swing of things. And so I know that all of you are very understanding about, not being here really in this time and just focusing on family and on the grief that I've been going through. And one of the ways that I really wanted to, move forward with all the things that I've learned and just trying to figure out what direction I wanted to go is to really take so much of what I've learned from my Grammy and start sharing more of that within my channel. So that's really what this series is going to be about, is ladylike living. And I know that this series actually did pretty well in the past when I had started talking about some things, but I'm just kind of rearranging the way that I share information. I'm trying to take the best of what I feel, the best response that I got from different things in past videos and kind of combining those things and turning that into the best way that I can present information for all of you. So, you know, having just demonstration at the beginning, for instance, speaking to all of you as if we are close friends and maybe, you know, went out to coffee or something like that, and just discussing these different subjects that may come up as, you know, ladies like to speak on these kind of things. And hopefully it will be of value to you. You may gain some inspiration. And also I want it to be a wonderful place for other women to come, because I in no way feel that I have the answers to all of these things. And so for those of you who would like to offer your feedback and just different things that you would do, I hope that this would be a great resource for people to come to and just read comments below of, you know, the encouragement that's going to be down there for other women, especially if they have questions on different things. And then also just, you know, your feedback on what kind of things work for you. Just the wisdom. I think there's so much wisdom to be gained from other women. And I hope that that's what this place can be, you know, a wonderful place for. So that's what I look forward to with this series. I'm going to have so many different things that I cover. Hopefully there will be lots of demonstration in my way, of course, not necessarily step by step. It's just more artistic, more for an aesthetic of sorts, and then also just some chatting. Nothing that's, you know, highly researched or anything, just experience what I've done, and then of course whatever you have done as well. So let's get into the kind of products that I have been using. My favorite, really, like the scent, my absolute favorite scent is Studio Delicates by Tide. This, I mean, through this whole pandemic, I haven't been able to find it as frequently. And I was thinking I looked online at some point because I just missed it so much when I ran out of it. But I finally found it back in store. I think I found this at Target. And so I picked up a couple of bottles of that. Every time I'm going to be going in to get laundry soap now, even if I still have some, I want to pick up a couple of more. Just so I always have it on hand, because even if I don't use fabric softener, this just leaves my clothes smelling so amazing, and I just love it so much. So if you are looking for a delicate wash, I would highly recommend that one. But more recently, I got this one from my sister-in-law. This is by the Laundress, New York. She also got me these beautiful bags, and actually this was just such a wonderful Christmas gift. You know, she got me, there, of course my battery died, so now I'm back. Anyway, she got me this larger bag right here. I didn't look up the sizes or anything. And then she got me this smaller one right here. So these have been really great. I've been using both of them. One I've been using for my nylons, and like my nylons and my underwear. And then this has been great for bras as well as all of my slips. So the bigger items, I definitely don't want my nylons to ever get caught on the hooks of my bra. And so making sure that those things are separate, but then also I've noticed with dresses or with any of my clothing, you know, your bra straps can get caught and tangled with other things. And so, and the same with slips too, with the straps. And so just having something to separate all of those items keeps things nice and neat, and just where I don't have to worry about different things. Now, before I forget, I wanted to mention that, you know, if you saw the beginning of this video, you saw how I was pulling out all these different colors for inside of one laundry basket. And actually most of my clothing I can wash all together. I used to never do that, but most of my clothing is polyester, and at least in my experience, I haven't had anything that's polyester bleed, and so I can wash pretty much all of my clothing in one go, and that has been really nice. It's taken out the need to separate colors and things like that. Now, when I get something new, or if I've worn something that's cotton, for instance, I will definitely save that for another load. I might do a smaller load. But for all of my polyester clothing, I usually, nylon, polyester, things like that, I'll wash everything all in one, and I've never had a problem with color staining or anything like that. Now, something else that she got me was, and it was just the cutest box. She wrapped it all up in this really pretty pink box for me. And it was just so fun to open up and to see all these things. So this is just a scrub brush. And then she also got me these wash and stain bars. And all of this is by the Laundress, of course. It has a wonderful smell to it. I really like it. This is the holiday edition. It has holly all over it, the pattern. I mean, it makes me not want to open this because it's so cute, you know. Just packaging is so wonderful to me. But anyway, it smells really great. So if I have something that I'm trying to hand wash or a little stain, then I will be using that. But thankfully nothing, I haven't needed to do that just yet. But I have used this and I really like this. This is for delicate wash. It's called Lady and it's for silks, synthetics, and blends. So this is highly concentrated. It says up to 32 washes, also depending on, you know, how much you use and if you are hand washing or if you're just using it within your washer machine. So those are the items that I wanted to share with you. Now, as far as fabric softener goes, I do use fabric softener on my clothing. I like to go with just whatever I have on hand, which right now we have Suavitel and it's the, I think it's the Sunshine one, or it's in the yellow bottle. And so I've just been using that. I've liked that. But really, I mean, anything smells great, but especially that Tide, it helps it smell so great in here whenever I'm hang drying my clothes, you know. And something about hang drying that I wanted to talk about, a lot of people ask how come I don't hang dry outside, like my clothing outside. In my experience of drying clothing on the line outside, here where I live in Las Vegas, our clothing doesn't smell, or whatever we put out there to dry in the air does not smell sweet. It does not smell good when it comes into the house. So I think a lot of that may have to do with the smog and just the air quality here. I live in a city and you know, there's just a lot of smog here, and I think that that definitely changes things. So for those of you who live in, you know, the countryside or just somewhere where there's just not that much traffic and, you know, a lot of pollution, I think your clothing may smell a lot sweeter and a lot better than it would here where I live. And I know somebody else had mentioned that before on this channel. They had asked if they're doing something wrong because their clothing never smelled good whenever, or their sheets would never smell great when they brought them inside. And that is what I think it has to do with. I think it really has to do with where you live and the quality of the air. Now let's talk about how this routine, and just routine in general, has helped me, especially in this time. So as many of us know, when we get into the routine of things, we end up not really having to think much about it. It's just something that almost comes natural to us. It's something that you would almost feel out of sorts if you didn't complete. So for instance, for me, every single Monday, changing my sheets and, you know, washing them and putting on a fresh set before I start my cleaning day. It's just one of those routines that makes me feel like everything is right in the world. You know, it's just what is to be done on that day. And then I don't have to think any further about something like that. And that's really why we have routines, is so that, you know, it kind of makes things a lot easier for us. We don't have to think about it. It's just something that we do, and it makes us feel good because it's something that needs to be done anyway. And so that's why I say, you know, set yourself up with different routines of things that you know need to be done within a week, within a day. And then once you get the hang of it, once it becomes a habit, then you don't have to think about those things. And why this helps so much is when life happens, right? I mean, that's just inevitable, whether it is death, whether something else happens, whether you have to go to the doctor, or just all of these different things that can happen in our lives, especially things that can end up bringing on its own set of emotions and depression, or different things that we go to. We don't make things worse in our lives by than foregoing the routines that we have. And so once we've implemented that into our life so frequently and so often that it becomes habit, it's like one less thing that we then have to worry about, or that will lead us down that path of feeling those really negative feelings, or just that bad cycle that we can then get ourselves into by not doing our laundry or not doing certain things. So making sure that you stay on top of your routines, especially in times that are tough, in times that you may be experiencing sorrow, you may be experiencing just something tough that you're going through in your life, or something unexpected. These things just give you that peace of mind, and they bring that comfort that really those things can do, because so many things in our lives are unpredictable. And that's just one of those reasons why I would encourage you, if you don't have routines set up, that you do, so that way, when life happens, it's one less thing that you then stress over. So in this time of grief that we have been experiencing, just sticking with my routines has been something that I've appreciated and that has been a comfort for me. And also just knowing that, I've been taught a lot of these things that I need to do, and it's just something that needs to get done, and it's going to have to get done one way or another, and at one point in time or another. And you just don't want certain things to build up to where you get upset about them, and it becomes overwhelming to you. So staying on top of your clothing especially is one of those ways that you can do that. Now, in the beginning I did talk about, I've learned better about washing my clothing with my husband's, washing it with my children. Not to say that if that's what you do, that you're doing it wrong, of course. I just have learned better because of all of the different things that have happened while washing clothing with my husband's or with my children, because of, you're talking about a lot of pockets there, okay? And I wasn't one for checking every single little pocket, or if a chapstick got stuck in someone's pocket, or just within the mess of everything. So I've ruined so many items of clothing because of that. And now that, I'm just decided to take one day for myself and for my laundry, it's made all the difference. I can't remember the last time that I ruined an item of clothing. And before, it was like all the time. A pair of jeans, when I was wearing jeans, would get ruined all the time with chapstick, or just things that I wore and that I loved, I would ruin all the time, because not everything was gone through, and it was just a lot. It was overwhelming and so much for me. So anyway, I enjoy now my time of doing my clothing all on my own, and then just taking that time to hang them up, and then taking that time to put them away too. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful in some way. Now I wanted to talk about something that was a little something that made my day, made my time in December so much better. I had reached out to those who lived in Las Vegas, let everyone know, if you wanted to meet up, to email me. I know that, some people feel differently in this time, and restrictions are different everywhere. But I wanted to make an effort to meet one of my subscribers here in Las Vegas. And so I got to meet one of my subscribers. Her name was Jean. And it was just so nice to go to her home. I had another subscriber that I'm now good friends with. Her name is Jessica. And we had been getting together it's been over a year now that we have been meeting up every now and then. And has it been 2 years now? Maybe it's been 2 years that we have been. And I've gotten to know her really well, and she is wonderful at interior design and decorating. And so I enlisted her help, and of course I just wanted, you know, somebody else to come along with me, of course. And so it was nice to have her help in helping to decorate for like a Christmas spread on her table. So that was something that we got to do, and I'm going to be sharing an overlay here of just some footage that I got of her beautiful table after we set it. And it was nice to just have that, you know, connection, that conversation. It really made my day that day. I hope it made hers as well. I think, you know, we all enjoyed our time together and just the conversation. And I hope to do more of that, you know, moving forward with people from here. If I travel in different parts of the country, it's something that I just love to do, is to meet my subscribers and, you know, to make someone else's everyday beautiful. So that was something that I enjoyed. It was a little thing that just made my day, and just her hospitality was so nice. We got to enjoy coffee and, you know, just great conversation. So let me know what day you have set up to do your laundry, and also you know, what's important to you. How do you separate your clothing? And if you have a wash that you love to use, please let us know in the comments below, especially for delicates. I think that that's something that a lot of ladies would love to hear about. So thank you so much for being here. I look forward to making more content for all of you. Please leave any requests that you have. Always, you can leave that down below. And until next time, I hope that you all take care, stay well, and be sure to make your everyday beautiful. Bye, everyone.